NERDSoul.
Woo! Ha yeah, late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of Doppio Dope. That's right, it's myself and another brother that is, how should we say, at the top of his game.
I'm like,
he's taking it to another level. Clement Bryant, what's up?
Nah, man, I just got off of work, like literally like 5 minutes ago. Like, even though you work from home, the hustle doesn't stop.
Yeah, it don't stop, it don't quit.
Nah, man.
So if you're new to Doppio Dope, we do this once a month or try to get it in once a month. And basically, it's just hanging, talking about, two brothers out here trying to do our thing.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? You want to tackle light stuff first or heavy stuff first?
I think we could tackle the light and get into the heavy because we need to distract a little bit of what's going on in the world right now.
All right. So, what, Marvel?
Marvel. Probably Marvel. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So you were mentioning, and we've seen Marvel kind of like shifted everything over.
Right.
Because outside of the Disney Plus stuff, they have films.
Right.
They want us to go to a theater and see.
Yep.
And right now, that's not the best idea.
No, it is not.
So they pushed. What's the soonest film they have now? What is it? September?
So Black Widow moved from May to November 6th, which was
November. Okay.
Which was the day that Eternals is going to come out.
Huh. So pretty much everything got pushed about what, like 5-6 months, something like that. Right,
and we don't even know how that affects the rollout of the Disney Plus Marvel shows either.
Oh yeah,
Falcon,
because they're supposed to line up.
Right. Because WandaVision is supposed to lead into the Doctor Strange, Falcon and Winter Soldier probably has some connection to Black Widow. So like it's gonna affect that. So like last week they did a major shift of everything going because like literally it's everything has to shift because theaters are closed down. AMC might be going out of business. We'll talk about
AMC
later.
Talking about like they might not even come back. Yeah,
bruh, like it's rough. So it's like I'm looking at the list right now. So Eternals moved to February. Shang-Chi is moving to May. Right? Which kind of shows how much faith that they have in that movie.
Yeah, they've built up enough goodwill. They could essentially make a movie about just about anybody. And I think the intrigue with the secret societies, getting into that, I think that movie's going to have a lot of interesting stuff in it. I'm always down for like the the Illuminati, secret society, CIA, MI6 type of sneaky stuff. So I think that movie will have hopefully a lot of tie-ins, not only with the Mandarin stuff, but also with kind of like Black Widow's world as well. Well, it ain't her world no more, she did. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, man, I get it. It's just like to think about. Like I think I was reading on like being at home. I spend a lot more time on Twitter now, and someone was saying like with this shift that this has been the longest time between movies that Marvel hasn't had a movie because usually they try to do 2 or 3 movies a year.
Yeah. And
so I think the last time that they didn't have a movie was like a stretch between, was it Iron Man 2 and Thor? I think that like so. Thor 1 that there was a stretch. Like correct me if I'm wrong, but like. So
I know there was one stretch in that area because they were trying to set up Avengers for like the kind of like the perfect release.
Yeah, which they did. I mean, look at the results. So I think with this whole shift, like Doctor Strange will be November next year. So it's like, and we know Doctor Strange has had some production issues with Scott Derrickson leaving and Sam Raimi taking over. Which, by the way, can I just talk about Sam Raimi with taking over Doctor Strange is amazing. I know it's old news at this point, but it's still kind of like
it's like what? I enjoyed the first Doctor Strange, and I'm even more excited for the second one.
Right.
But Sam Raimi is not a bad pickup.
Nah.
Like if you're looking in sports terms, especially when you're dealing with something that's like some horror, supernatural vibes, it's going to have some comedy. Now, of course, will his brand of comedy kind of like work with the Marvel machine? Because that seems to be the only hindrance to some of our more popular directors or directors that we are excited about, is that sometimes it doesn't fit in the Marvel machine, which is, you know, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But if it works out, I think this could be just as cool. Of course, you know, the style would be different, but, you know, I won't be mad at it.
Like, I hope, and that's my thing. It's like, I think Sam Raimi, we've seen with, you know, Evil Dead, the Evil Dead franchise, that he is adept at horror. And Spider-Man 2, pre-MCU, is one of the best superhero movies ever made.
Probably, I probably put that up there. Spider-Man 2 was really good.
Right. It was really good. And it kind of, like, I mean, I give it to Sam Raimi for kind of kicking off the whole superhero craze. I mean, we all know it was Blade back in the day, but he kind of helped establish who Spider-Man was cinematically, which is why when you went from Spider-Man to Andrew Garfield's franchise to Tom Holland, you're kind of seeing a blend, but you're also getting like that middle part was kind of like, okay, I get what they're going for, but it's not as good as Sam Raimi. And then they come back with Tom Holland. So I think it's going to be good, but I'm a huge fan of what Scott Derrickson did with the first Doctor Strange movie. So I'm a bit like, I wouldn't say I'm concerned as much as I'm like, I wanted to kind of see where Derrickson was going to take it, because I kind of think he was going to go in a more like Del Toro, Crimson Peak kind of thing with it, because that's supposed to be what that is about. So
because we have a lot of outliers with that story to pick up on.
Right.
So who knows where they're going to go with it? Now, who knows when we'll really see it, because we could get pushed back more because of course, you know, this COVID thing could last longer than a lot of people think.
Bruh, like, the fact of the matter is, like, me and my girlfriend go grocery shopping every week because we're like, we start hearing more and more, like, now we're going to be quarantined until May 15th, you know, and, like, as a black man, it's, like, kind of segueing off a little bit, we'll get back to it, but it's, like, very interesting to be told, like, now you have to wear a mask everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm okay with that, but also as a black man, if I roll up to a Target with a hoodie and sweatpants, am I going to be looked at like, oh, what is he doing here? He looks like a hood. He looks like a criminal. It's more like, no, there's a health crisis going on right now.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple of videos circulating online of, you know, black men in, say, you know, Walmart or Target or something like that, essentially being kicked out because they're wearing masks. And it's like, but we're told to wear masks because if we don't, we will be refused service. And then we wear one and we're refused service.
It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And now, as far as last week, Eric Garcetti, the mayor of LA, is like, hey, you got to wear masks now. And so, like, I'm okay with that because, you know, right now, me and the girlfriend are holed up together. You know, I'm staying at her place just because we pull our resources together. It makes more sense, and we're quarantined together. But we go everywhere together. We don't go like I go here, whatever. It's like we go everywhere together. So, but I don't know, man. It's just it's kind of crazy to see how COVID has kind of like shifted our whole economy and our whole like way of thinking about things now.
Yeah, and
especially when you talk about movies.
Yeah, because we're seeing what is it? The Trolls released digitally. We're seeing what else was released digitally? I can't remember. It was released theatrically, but they Onward. And Onward. Was Onward released in theaters like 1 week before? Can't remember.
It was released.
I think they rushed it too.
It was released in theaters right around the same time that people started getting work from home orders, and so they followed it up by putting it online, by putting it on available to rent, and then following up with Disney Plus 2 weeks later. Yeah. So I think in like Invisible Man was only in theaters for like maybe 3 weeks before it got shifted to digital.
Yeah,
and so
Invisible Man was the other one I was thinking about.
Right,
it had been released theatrically, but then I think it was released the week before the NBA shut down, and then travel was shut. So then they were like, okay,
what are we gonna do? I mean, it's a thing, and it's like we were talking earlier, like AMC might not be coming back, and like for me to think about that as a movie fan and someone who is, I would call myself a cinephile and audiophile, I'm like, what? Like AMC's not coming back? It's like I usually go to ArcLight for all my stuff, but you mean like AMC is like it's
just kind of like known, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like what? So I don't know, but I hope it does come back. And I will say though, when this whole COVID thing dies down and when everything gets situated, it's going to change about not only entertainment, but how we do everything.
Yeah, because I am interested in and I mean, I know it seems like Marvel has made the decision that they're not going to release digitally, but I would really be interested what a Marvel direct to digital release would look like. Because I mean, of course, trolls, I mean, you got your kid market, but we haven't really released, and pretty much, I guess you could say all ages, but leaning adult film in digital only. I would like to see what that looks like. I don't know what price you would put on it, because I'm sure Marvel has a little more stroke than trolls. So but I don't know what price you would put on it, but I wonder what the response would be. Would people be like, yo, I'm gonna buy this, I'm at home anyway? Or would they still be like, nah, I'm cool, I'm just gonna stick to whatever is already on Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime, or whatever that might be?
I think you might have, it would definitely be an interesting experiment. I think with a case like Black Widow, when you've already done advanced marketing as long as they have, and so if they release that digitally, I know now it's going to still release in theaters, but like as far as 2 weeks ago before they made that announcement, people were like, just release it digitally, and we're like, okay, but what about with vendors? Theaters, that ruins everything. That ruins their working relationship, because also theaters don't make enough money as it is right now. So it's like, so that would definitely,
which is a whole other argument that I've been down.
Right. So it's like, I as a Marvel fan would love to see it digitally, but as using my business sense and a marketing sense, because I work in marketing, as it's well been established here, but like, it's like I get that. I am more on the side of release it, theatrically, because a movie like that needs to be seen in theaters first.
Yeah, well, and it's weird because I see where you're coming from, and I agree, but the theater experience has changed so much now that I do see the arguments of people saying, I got a 70-inch at home, and I ain't got to keep sneaking into my house, you know what I'm saying, or people behind my seat talking and stuff, and kicking my seat. But at the same time, you do have, like you said, ArcLight. ArcLight is hardcore about that stuff. ArcLight don't play.
Right.
But every theater ain't the ArcLight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, or Alamo Drafthouse, every theater ain't that. So for AMC, well, I've had incidents where like, there's people running around in the theater or Cinemark. Hey, there's kids, yelling and stuff, and all I get is a free movie. No, I don't want a free movie. My experience has been ruined because of this. Because I even had to get up to come out. And I know people will throw it on the economy, blah, blah, blah. But I remember when I was younger, each theater had its own attendee that would be in there the whole film.
Right.
So if you was acting up, they'd be like, security, get them out. You know what I'm saying? And now you got to get up, leave your own movie. So this is, I hate to say this, but for the people that I hear this argument from, it's a perfect storm of, I've been getting diminishing returns on my theater visits anyway.
Right. And that's a whole other part that people are talking about. I already have a bomb sound bar and 5.1 in my house. You know what I'm saying? So why should I go back? And that's what people are talking about.
So that is a very valid argument for those people that have their, they converted their basement or whatever, or they got this super sweet room where it's like, yo, I can sit in here, turn the lights down, and enjoy this movie. I got a 70-inch screen, or I have a projector or whatever. I bought a 4K projector and all this. I could do it myself and enjoy it. And I don't have to worry about paying the park, then dealing with whatever concessions is, and then dealing with kids running around or people, behind me talking. I've seen fights break out. I've seen people, kicking your chair. It's just stuff. So experiences like that, which, I can't argue with, experiences like that have led people to be like, you know what? Let's do this digital thing.
And I get it.
I know if you get rid of theaters, you get rid of the experiences like when I saw Lights Out, or when I saw Don't Breathe, and the whole theater is quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's hanging on that next scene. You miss those things. So I get where it's like, yo, you miss that communal viewing of like everybody's like, and like all that stuff. But dude, like I also understand, yo, like I've had a couple of recent theater viewings where I've been like, man, I remember when I was in My Hero, Heroes Rising, this kid dropped this popcorn all over my feet and everything. I was just like, because I saw him try to I was like, look, in my mind, I was like, put one down, eat one,
right?
Put that down, eat the other. But he gotta balance everything. Then he drops the popcorn on me. I was just like, you know what? But see, me, I could be like, if I was at home, I wouldn't have to worry about it.
See, I get it, and then I remember 2011 when Captain America came out. This is before I moved to LA, before I was working in entertainment. Captain America was my movie to see. So I went to go see it, was in the local AMC. Dude brings his kid, and the kid is kicking me through the whole movie. just kicking me. And I had just gotten brand new shoes 2 weeks prior. So they were still fresh. They're white. Just kicking me and kicking me. And I was like, dude, can you please get your kid? It's like, I'm not one of these crazy guys. I just I paid this money, and this is when I was in between jobs. So I was I'm really trying to get my money's worth. And so he's like, no, man, you let him deal with it. And the whole movie. So I got up, moved to another row, told the attendant hey, look, can I move to another row? I know it's assigned seating, but this guy has a kid, he's kicking me. He's like, yeah, go ahead. And I got up to the front, but at the same time, if we get rid of theaters, we miss out on experiences.
Move your seat,
right?
Or them times when you have assigned seats and you come and somebody's sitting in your seat, and you're like, you know good and well you snuck in this place,
right?
Lisa, how many times does that happen? About 3 times when we come somewhere and be like, you're in the wrong spot,
right? And I mean, it's but if we miss out on theaters, when the first Avengers came out, I did the movie marathon. The Einstein Theater in Alexandria, right? The AMC, the big one.
Okay,
yeah. We went there. Me and my best friend went there. It was 6 months before I moved out here. We did the whole, marathon of the Avengers. And so that night, I remember was the night that I was okay. And it was being in the theater and then seeing the end credit scene of Thanos. Spoiler if you haven't seen the first Avengers movie by now, but that end scene of Thanos.
It's not a spoiler.
But
it's not a spoiler no more.
Bruh. I'm doing tweeting on all the shows, and some people will be
killed.
It's just I still do tweeting, and people are still I'll post something from first season of the show, be spoiler alert, and I'm bruh, it's been out for 6 years.
It's you can't.
But
you can't spoiler alert me no more.
You can't. But being in that scene, being in that theater, and seeing that scene where everybody's oh my god, you just hear it, or that first moment of seeing Nick Fury on screen, it's you missed out on the communal experience that a theater brings.
Yeah.
And so,
because when a communal experience at a theater is good, then it's the best thing in the world.
Dude,
unfortunately, all too often, like when I went to see Bad Boys for Life, that was an awesome viewing. Yes. Everybody was into it. Everybody was excited. Everybody was happy. They were laughing. They were, cheering, all kinds of stuff. That was a great viewing. But like I said, My Hero, or when I went to see Kubo and the Two Strings, that was another one. So there's been ones where I've been like, come on, man, like you're killing me right now.
I mean, but it's like even like when we went to the press screening for Infinity War, when the group of people that we said were like, they were all like, what just happened? And everyone was just like, wait. Or even, the scene of Endgame where you see the portal scene of Endgame, it's kind of like, okay, spoiler alert for Endgame, but like, it's like
for a movie that's like a year too old.
But like even like last week, that clip from a movie that's been out for almost a year went viral again because they're talking about the communal experience. So it's like, I hope that we get back to a place where we can go to theaters again. But I'm also like, I get wanting to stay at home, but it's like, for me, it's like, I want to go out. I want to do this thing. I work long hours. I'm working from 8:30 to 7 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I want to go treat myself to a movie outside. So I don't know, man. But like, we should bring it back to the Marvel conversation. She-Hulk.
Yeah, with that, She-Hulk is a character that I think could get a lot of good play on the big and small screen, depending on how they handle her. You know what I'm saying? Right. It all depends on how they want to do her show or do her movie.
I agree.
Because there's a lot of characters for them to deal with, but She-Hulk makes sense because we already have Hulk in there. It allows them to kind of expand his role. So I'm not against it. I know there's been some like fan castings and stuff. I don't know if there's any real like rumor castings right now. Because I know there was a rumor. Oh, go ahead.
No, there's no rumor castings, but I think probably Marvel was ready to make an announcement about who was going to be playing She-Hulk and Miss Marvel before this whole COVID thing happened. I suspect, not a rumor, just like based off intuition. And just based off saying, but like, dude, Allison Brie as She-Hulk, like, is my pick. I know people are pulling for Gina, but I like the fact Allison Brie, and like, she was on Corden before all this stuff happened, and people were comparing it to that moment between Paul Rudd saying that he wasn't Ant-Man, he doesn't know anything about the role. You know what moment I'm talking about. So it's like,
oh yeah, you're like, I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing. I don't know what's going on. So it's like, but Allison Brie, like, I'm an Allison Brie stan, but I can also separate like actors and actresses who are good and not good for roles. Allison Brie has the comedic chops for the MCU. She kind of fits Jen Walters' bill. She's a great actress, and I think she's more overdue for a franchise.
I wouldn't be mad at her. She's pretty cool. I don't think she's done any dumb stuff out there. And what I mean by dumb stuff is like, actor. I mean, look at Ezra Miller. I mean, actors is doing dumb stuff sometimes. Like she hasn't done any dumb stuff.
No,
that I know of. No. So I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against it. She hasn't done anything dumb. She hasn't been doing stupid stuff.
No,
acting wild. So I'm not against it. I'm cool with that.
Right.
Yeah, she's
I'm
good with that.
Look, what do you think of Gina? Because I see a lot of people pulling for Gina Carano, and I'm like, I don't know. I think, like, personally, she's
technically already in the Disney family.
Right. And that's why I'm like, I'm not opposed to actresses crossing franchises or worlds, but she's so good as Kara in Mandalorian that I'm kind of like, I want to see where they take the character in The Mandalorian, meaning she's going to have to spend more time in that world. And especially, I would love to see her and Rosario Dawson trade bars back and forth. That would be dope.
That'll be cool.
So I think, like, I'm not against Gina, but I'm also like, again, it depends on how they approach the character.
Word.
But I could see like Allison Brie being a cousin of, Bruce Banner or Mark Ruffalo. Like that makes sense to me. So I don't know, man. Like I'm just like I'm looking at all this stuff, and I'm like trying to see what else is going. Like Moon Knight, I would love. I know Logan Lerman doesn't want to be in superhero movies, but he would be dope as Moon Knight. He would be dope as he would be dope as Moon Knight.
On the tip of Marvel stuff with Disney Plus, you have Disney Plus, correct?
Yeah, I got it.
Have you been enjoying it? Because I've seen a lot of people saying that Disney Plus was a flop. Disney Plus, I'm not watching it. Disney Plus, they don't have anything. Where are you at with it?
I mean, I get that, but I think also people have been spoiled by Netflix but people are super quick to forget that Netflix, when they were starting out, was very slow to develop to the library that they are now.
Yeah.
They came out with very small series to test the streaming, and then they dropped House of Cards, and then they had Orange is the New Black, and then the next thing you know, they're a content powerhouse. So I think I get what they're saying, but also Disney Plus is just starting. It's been well established that hey, they have stuff coming, and they've got 50 million subscribers since launching in November. 50 million.
Yeah. That's a huge deal. That's a lot of money.
Like 50
that's a lot of money every month.
So like that's like what, 6 months? Like that's 6 months. In 6 months, they've added 50 million subscribers to Disney Plus. We don't even know how much of that is they came in subscriptions through Hulu or ESPN Plus. Just the fact that they have that kind of shows that hey, they're developing it. But I will say, what Disney has been doing right now with their content, I'm kind of like, I get why people are saying what they're saying, because there is this controversy between, the Love, Simon series or spinoff or whatever, and what they did with Lizzie McGuire. So again, like, people are expecting this content, but also they're being very careful about what they put on there because it's supposed to be family friendly oriented. I get it, but I'm also like, personally, I'm watching Gargoyles, which I haven't watched since I was like 6 or 7 years old. The old Hulk show, Spider-Man. I'm like Avatar. Like, I'm kind of like, what? Like Tron Uprising. Let's just talk about Tron Uprising being on Disney Plus.
A very good series too,
dude. And I'm like,
that was originally on Disney XD, so that was always Disney.
Right.
Now I look at it from another perspective because, of course,
what you got?
A little guy. You know what I'm saying? So I've been watching Disney Plus just about every day.
Right.
and then I think a lot of people, from my perspective, and I could be wrong, Bob Iger watches the show. He could be like, no, NERDSoul, you wrong. But I see Disney Plus as a digital version of the Disney Store. We were never supposed to compete with Netflix in the first place. This is supposed to be a streaming place where you can come and only get Disney.
Right.
Disney all the time, Disney 100% every day. So it's not like if you go to the Disney Store, it's not supposed to compete with Target. It's supposed to give you all the Disney exclusive stuff that you can't get nowhere else.
Right.
So I think a lot of people frame their arguments slightly in a slightly misguided way. If misguided might be a little too strong of a term, but you're expecting to be Disney. I mean, you're expecting Disney to be Netflix when it's not even aiming to be that. Hulu versus Netflix would be a better, competition.
Right.
But not Disney. Disney would be a better competition whenever Warner puts out its own service. And I know they got Warner Media, but they're not really doing anything. I'm not talking about HBO Max. If Warner said, hey, you know how you go to the Warner Brothers store and they got, all kinds of stuff from Warner Brothers movies. If Warner had their service, that would be comparable. Because this is only Warner stuff, nobody else's. You know what I'm saying? And for people with kids, Disney Plus is actually still got tons of stuff. But at the same time, I can understand for folks that might not have kids or they're single or whatever.
Right.
Or if their kids are grown, then they can be like, oh, well, Disney doesn't have anything. So that I'm still like, I don't know. There's still a lot of older stuff because I didn't even know they had Tron Uprising until I was searching around. I was like, oh. So I've been going back watching stuff like Tron Uprising. I've been watching Proud Family with the little guy. I've been watching different segments of the Marvel films. I've been going back and watching all of the Star Wars stuff. And then, of course, the new the new season of Clone Wars. But I never really watched... not Rebels. The one after Rebels.
Resistance? Star Wars Resistance?
Yeah. I've never watched Resistance. So after I finish this season of Clone Wars, I'm going to get into Resistance. So
I'm going to watch it.
So it's a lot of stuff there. I think there's a lot of people that like to jump on the train.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, Disney Plus has a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
And then Netflix, you can say Netflix has a lot of stuff, but just like you could say on Disney, Netflix got a lot of flim-flam.
And I mean,
there ain't one day that goes by that I don't see 95% match, and I'm like, this is trash.
Okay,
so Netflix, people be over-indexing on Netflix a little bit.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It's like we're like. I feel like and this is where I come in as a marketer, the consumer mindset is very quick to forget what has come before and what is coming. Yeah. So you have the present of like, well, and I think with the consumer, people who live paycheck to paycheck, who aren't making as much money as us, they're like, why am I keeping this month to month and paying for this month to month if I'm not getting what it is I need from it? And that context I understand, but if you're kind of purely basing it off of content, what's on there, just general breadth of content, you can't compare the two, because like you're saying, Disney Plus is Disney, is Fox, Disney, Star Wars, Pixar, Marvel, National Geographic, whereas Netflix is documentaries, all this.
It's kind of like everything, sort of. It's kind of like random everything.
It's like comparing Kohl's, not even Kohl's. It's like comparing, GNC, where they only have health food stuff, to Ralph's, which is they carry a lot of other stuff. So it's kind of like, and so I think, like I was saying, people forget that, hey, Netflix started out slow, Hulu started out slow, like even Amazon, they started out slow. Like Amazon 3 or 4 years ago weren't where they are now.
Yeah.
They had a lot of stuff that wasn't franchised, that wasn't based off, popular creators or showrunners or whatever you have it be. Speaking of someone who worked on Amazon shows, and all I worked on was like 50 Amazon shows starting out. So it's like none of them were like the Miss Maisel or Hunters or anything like that. It's like they start out very small, and so through several iterations, they are where they are now. But I think it's just kind of like people need to be patient, but I understand the thought of, I'm going to cancel this until there's something else that I want to watch, because money is money. I get it.
Yeah, money.
I mean, bro, it's like for me, right.
Even with Hulu, I've been getting into the FX because I never watched all of Legion, so now I'm going back.
See,
so everybody has a little something that I watch.
Right.
He's watching Mickey Mouse Club. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I'm not mad at that.
So like going back and watching Legion, I'm like, oh, word. Because I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of season 3, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Maybe I should go back. Because I don't know what's going on.
Bruh, like, and that's the thing. It's like, I also think there's an archival purpose to keeping around, because you can like discover stuff that you weren't hip to. Like,
yeah.
Like right now, I'm like, with a lot of stuff, I'm rediscovering or discovering, gargoyles I've long forgot. The Mighty Ducks animated series, I forgot about that until I saw it on Disney Plus one day and being like, what? And so like, when we're talking about all these shows that are there, it's like, hey, one day we might see Spectacular Spider-Man on Disney Plus. Like, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I mean,
this stuff.
I know Sony owns it, but hopefully
we'll see. But it's like that whole point of there is so much potential with Disney Plus, and I'm not even trying to sound like the Disney Plus stan. I'm just saying, dude, Disney is going like,
yeah, because it's not that I'm a stan for Disney Plus. It's that the statement that Disney Plus was a flop or that it has nothing is just patently false.
Right.
That would be like me saying Netflix doesn't have anything. Like, there's nothing on Netflix. No, there's stuff on Netflix. Now, Netflix does have a lot of just like, what is this?
I mean,
then they have some good stuff in there that like I'm willing to watch, that I'm down to see. You know, when they added all the old kung fu flicks, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when they added all those, like, so there's definitely stuff on Netflix. So it's, you know, for either version of like it doesn't have anything, it's just like I don't know about
it. There's a ton of stuff. And it's like, you know, I think there's pros and cons to each platform. Disney Plus, you're in the Disney. You want Marvel, it's there. You want Pixar, it's there. You want crossover like from like Pixar, Disney Animation, and Marvel. You have Big Hero 6. It's all there for you. Netflix, you get Tiger King, which, you know, personally I can't watch. But like, I'm not trying to sound like a hater. Like, I have a thing with animals. I can't watch animals. Just like I can't. Like, it hurts me. Wow. But I'm like, but it's
I watched that thing. I have, like I said, in my review, this is probably the most entertaining and intriguing documentary I've seen in my life. Is it the most? Yeah. Is it the most heartwarming? No. Is it the most informative? No. But you watch it and you're like, yo, all of these people are criminals. Like, all of them. There's nobody in that joint. And it's like, the more you watch it, you're just like, I can't believe, like, these people are just walking around. Like, nobody arrested any of these people. Like,
and like, I just, the whole fact of Tiger King getting to where it has in our culture is kind of weird. But it, like, I also get because why.
People can't believe it. Like, people are watching, like, even, like, I've talked to people who are like, yo, okay, what year was this? What was I doing? Why wasn't this on the news? Like, right. And I mean, you see that it made like the local news, but like the dude, all right, you got Jeff sneaking tigers into like these quasi sex parties with guns and stuff in Vegas. It's like, what is going on? You got a dude that had a dead ATF agent. I'm like, this is like real crime.
And I think, and I think, watch it become like a Netflix exclusive, you know, a Netflix exclusive series or a Netflix film. It's like Tiger King based on the true story, and it's like Joel McHale is casting the guy or something. It's just like, like
I can see that now.
But
it's like I don't even think you can make it up. I don't even think like the dramatization, unfortunately, I don't even think would be good. Because the real life stuff is so crazy. And I don't even know if we could like write something. Like if you came up to me and been like, hey man, there's this dude that keeps tigers and he's like he's got a mullet and he wears like a police badge. He's not a police officer. He's shooting things and blowing things up out at the zoo. Like, I'd be like, come on. Like, come on.
It sounds like someone's been like right. Just like, I don't know, man, but like I like this whole streaming war is very interesting. It's like where I work at, you know, I can't say where I work at, but like it's just like the stuff like even I'm working on primetime cable, but I'm still talking with people who work on streaming. I come from streaming, but it's also it's just weird to see this weird shift in our entertainment landscape. And it's just starting. Disney Plus next year, like wait until next year where Disney has the Marvel stuff come out.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna see a shift.
Yeah, because people like people have no idea how crazy it's about to be for just home entertainment in general. And then, you know, like you said, with the theater, I've said this in a couple of conversations. Theaters are going to have to step their game up. Every theater is probably going to have to step its game up to like ArcLight level, because people are going to get to the point where it's like, yo, I'm not coming here and the kid's kicking me in the back of the seat and I come and tell you, and the only thing you can tell me is I got to move. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying the park and I'm not paying like $15, $16 for the ticket. Plus 10 or so to park, and my time driving to and for, and paying, you know, 10 times amount for some popcorn. Bro. To sit down and people to ruin it for me. And then when I tell you, all I can get is, oh, you can move your seat. Why, thank you.
Right. I remember when I saw Deadpool for the first time, like I had to move my seat 2 or 3 times because one, someone sat in my seat, then they moved me to another seat, and then that was someone else's seat that I had to move to another seat. I'm like, bro, I've already missed like 30 minutes of the movie. And like I already missed the setup. I missed the Careless Whisper setup. I'm just like, why? And so like I'm like, bro. So I just said like, finally someone asked me to switch again. I was like, this is my seat. This is my seat. Like I'm not switching again. I'm here. You weren't here. Peace. Like it's just like I'm sorry, but like
see, that's another thing. ArcLight doesn't allow you in after. After the first 10 minutes, I think?
It's 10 minutes. Like
after 10 minutes, ArcLight be like, you can come to the next showing.
Bro,
we will order this ticket for the next showing, you ain't coming in.
Bro, my girlfriend hates that rule. She hates it.
I love it, honestly.
I love it. I love it. She's like, why do I gotta pay all this money? And then when I get there, I can't just get in there. I'm like, you're missing the point. It's like the point.
This is about the film viewing experience.
Right.
If you want to view the film, be here.
Right. Like
if you ain't here, you gonna be in the next one.
Right. If I want to, like, can you imagine? Like, I would be so pissed if, like, I was watching the Black Widow trailer, and then the scene where she's like in the sky falling out trying to get away from Taskmaster. I would have been so pressed. Like someone walking in and being like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm blocking the screen." I'm like. Luckily that didn't happen, but I'm just like that whole thing, and my girlfriend hates it because she's always late anywhere she goes, pretty much. So I'm like, and I've been like I love you, baby, but like, but it's also like,
it's like, yo, like
be on time, and like,
and you get about 20 minutes of credits. I mean, trailers. So that means like she be like late.
Oh, bro, like 30, 40 minutes. I'll be like. Yo, the movie started at 7:15. You're rolling up here at 8 o'clock. I'll be like, what's like? How come you can't be on time? How come you can't be on time? And I'm like, and like, granted, this was before she stopped working all the way in Almonte, but like, it's like, but it's even like, be like, I tell you this every day. Like Black Panther, I'd be like every day. Black Panther, February 12th. 8 p.m.
Nobody was playing.
I was not playing. Bro, tell me why. Did I tell you the story about Rosario Dawson?
Nah.
Bruh. Okay. ArcLight. Opening night of Black Panther. We're out. We come out. We come down the stairs of the ArcLight Hollywood, right? Tell me why it was Tracy Ellis Ross, Rosario Dawson. Who else was there? There was a couple other dudes there. Like, I think Common walked past at one point, and they were having a dancing circle in the middle of the ArcLight after the Black Panther screening. And so me and the group that was there, we tribal danced with Rosario Dawson and Tracy Ellis Ross after the Black Panther screening. And this is what I'm talking about. You can't get that at home. Yeah, you can't get that at home. You can't get that at home. So I'm just sitting here like just partying with Rosario. And this was like, okay, on the secret tip,
That's
when
crazy.
I was working on stuff, and I was like, wait, Rosario, what's good? Like, I was like really up.
You know how you're chilling, you just be like,
bro, I had to
do that double take on him.
Bro, last year I was working on When They See Us, right? And so literally I'm at one church, and up comes sits down and walking me is Common. and this is 6 months after that. So I'm like, you can't get like that kind of experience anywhere else, you know. Yeah, granted, it's a trash out of theater, not a movie, but like,
and then you'd be trying to chill something like, "What up, kid?
What's good?" Like, hey,
good,
it's good. Like, hey, put me on, bro. Like, you know, here's my card. You know, pop it, lock it. Like, just kidding. I don't do that. I just be like, I'm like,
but yo, that is dope. That's
right.
Dope.
So I think, you know, we probably talking a lot ad nauseum, but it's kind of like, what is our world gonna look like after all this, man? Not even just.
And how long is it going to be? Because I think it's going to be a lot longer.
Bro.
Like people are like, oh, just wait till the end of May.
No, like, and we're talking. This joint
going to last a lot longer than y'all think,
bro. Like the fact of the matter is, we had the cheat code. We had the cheat code with all this stuff. We had the cheat code. China, Korea, Italy, they were all going through it, and now we're going through it too. Only we're gonna have it much longer than any of them did. And I mean, they're still doing it. We
saw them go through it. We saw them, and now after China reopened a lot of their like businesses and stuff, they saw that they're getting another uptick in, you know, coronavirus cases. So it's funny how they trying to blame it on black people in China, but we're gonna leave that alone. But
I mean, we ain't gonna get all that tonight.
We ain't gonna get all that, but. Nah. It's like seeing that it's propping back up, which is like, yo, this coronavirus thing could probably last for like a year or some change. Bruh, and I know people don't want to hear that, but you probably need to be upfront with people and be like, look, this joint could go on for about a year. Now, maybe not hardcore,
right?
But this essential worker thing probably going to go on a lot longer than you think.
Bro,
and then even after that, the world we live in is probably going to be like masked forever. It's probably going to be, you know what I'm saying? Because say if they came up tomorrow like, yo, movie theaters are open, y'all. Come see Black Widow. I'd be like, I'm good.
Go. Right.
I'm like, you go.
And in me, it's like I haven't been getting a lot of sleep because one, we see that this is really affecting like entertainment industry. Like I'm worried, like, hey, I hope nothing happens to my job, even though you know where I work at,
because there's a lot of productions but it's that have been either slow or
everything. So, you know, and then also my parents are both over 60. My dad had blood clots in his lungs last year, so he's automatically asked, and he's diabetic. And my mom has high blood pressure. So I'm already like, how are we approaching this? Are y'all okay?
Yeah.
Like, we need to just go on a straight nationwide lockdown. Like, and now there's talk of like, you know, the USPS going under. It's kind of like, I for one, I'm at a loss of words. So like, how to deal with any of this. And thank God that I don't have kids right now either, because that would be a whole other thing.
Yeah, because when I go out, like I have a whole thing. Like I go out only by myself. When I come back in, as you can see, he's over there. As you can hear, he's over there fighting. But I go out, I come back in, you know, like completely change clothes, like lock those clothes away, wash those clothes, the mask, all that, lock all that away, and then wash my hands, wash my face, all that before I even pick him up. You know what I'm saying?
No, and that's the risk that you gotta take.
When I come in, he wants to like run and I'm like, no, wait. You know what I'm saying? I gotta like, you know, so even stuff like that is, you know, that's gonna change a lot of people's, you know, interactions from now on. And, you know, it maybe for better or for worse, but I'm thinking this is gonna be going on for a lot longer than that.
And you know, and like even before the mask, like I went to Target, like where I'm staying at my girl, there's a Target across the street, and like I was feeling so sad, so I went across the street and brought my AirPods. I've only had these for like 2.5 weeks, and literally dudes are looking at me like, you black and you why you wearing a hoodie, why you looking like that with a mask, carrying on AirPods. I was like, first of all, I make over, you know, over like, and I'm like, I was really ready to explain like, hey, I make X money, I can buy this, like this is what this is. So
yeah, it's not. I'm not here to take nothing, to steal nothing.
Right.
You know,
so I don't know, man. So like, I hope we don't get like Walking Dead level, like, but like Hunger Games. We were watching Mockingjay last night, and I'm like, this ain't too far away from, you know, what Hunger Games was with President Snow. We don't have a Katniss Everdeen, so I'm kind of like,
yo,
what is the deal? Like, I think the closest
Katniss ain't gonna
like,
save you no way.
No, Katniss is gonna be saving herself, but like the closest person we have is like AOC to Katniss. It's like, and I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Like,
that's the closest person we got. I don't know if she got. I don't know if she got bow and arrow skills.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong though. Tell me I'm wrong though, because like, and
I don't know if she got bow skills though.
I mean, I don't know if she got bow skills, but like, I didn't come up with the AOC comparison. My girl did. We were watching this. She's like, AOC would be like the Katniss. I'm like, all right, but I'm like, okay.
See, I gotta think on that. I wonder who would be like.
I'm like, weird flex, but okay. I'd
have to. I don't know. I had to think on that one. I don't know.
Right.
I had to think on that.
I'm like, you know, is it Katniss? Is it like so? But like, and now we're talking about Joe Biden being like to Bernie. Bernie came out and endorsed Joe today. So I'm like, Joe versus Trump. It's like Rocky versus, you know, not Clubber Lang, something like that. It's like, okay, weird comparison maybe, but like
very weird.
Very weird. Like I haven't talked to nobody but my girlfriend in like, you know, 3 weeks. So
I'm trying to think.
It's like,
to me it just ends up being like, see, for me, when I look at that, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is what we got, I guess. This is what we got. You know what I mean?
And like, honestly, it's like,
this it. This is.
I'm not really political. I'm not someone to sit here and like argue political rhetoric, or like, I am more about what are they doing for the people? How are they protecting us? You know, and you know, how is it going to affect me as a person outside of all that? And how are they affecting? How are they treating just people in general? Outside of that,
yeah,
I'm kind of like, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. That said, how some people are handling this pandemic leaves a lot to
be desired.
Like, yeah, and I'm trying to say it in a nice way without getting like any heat when you post this on Twitter, because yeah,
ain't nobody listening to that.
Hey, bro,
they'll probably get mad at me. They'll be like, NERDSoul, you don't like Trump? I'll be like, I don't like any of it. It's a choice between bad and badder and badder and baddest and more bad. We don't have real candidates. I mean, let's be real. Like let's stop fronting.
Man,
that's a whole nother conversation.
At the end of the day, dude, I just want to be able to save my money, support myself, make sure my people are good. Yep. And that's it. That's basic. And be able to pay my loans off, because you know, daddy's looking at like a lot of loans right now. But that's besides the point. It's just like,
get that money, son.
Bro, tell me why I'm still being charged by the gym. My gym is still charging me.
Yeah, be like, yo, man, you canceled. Like, you canceled.
No, cancel culture. Cancel culture. Like you cancel. You cancel, but like, no, I'm being stupid. But like, for real, we like talked a lot, but like, you cancel. But we do got to talk about the Ezra Miller situation before we finish.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll wrap up on Ezra Miller.
Why? Like, okay, dude. Okay,
I was expecting it to come out as a hoax or something like the next day.
Yeah,
and no hoax. He just, I guess, got into it with a fan, and he decided to choke her.
Okay, spoilers for Crisis on Infinite Earth. If you haven't watched Crisis on Infinite Earth,
he choked Infinite Earth.
No, I mean, just like he earned so much goodwill with that cameo in Crisis that no one saw that coming. No one saw that coming. And then literally the dude goes and be like, and just chokes a fan for no damn reason. I'm like, bro, why?
I mean, of course, you know there's going to be the argument of, well, you didn't see the whole video. I saw what I needed to see. He choked somebody.
I mean, like, yes, there's always context. Like, he choked somebody and then threw them on the ground. He big showed him.
Yeah, here's where I think the biggest mistake is made when it comes to, you know, you don't have the full context, especially dealing with celebrities. There is there is a kind of like social contract that you sign once you become a celebrity, which is you don't get to do what regular people would do. Like, so say for instance, but you also get to do what regular people don't get to do. You get tons of free stuff, you get flown here and there, you get all kinds of, so you do get things and access that other people don't, but a basic fight at a bar for you gets blown way out of proportion. If it was Jim the plumber that got in a fight at the bar, nobody would have cared. They'd be like, oh, that's drunk Jim, and that would have been the end of the story. But since you're Ezra Miller, you gotta know. So, and I know people don't want to do this, but you need to roll with security, at least one person all the time. And I'm not talking about your boy. This is me looking at you, you know, all you people that's like, go use, my boy gonna be my security. No. Get a licensed, insured, bonded, I don't know, ex Green Beret dude or something, or do that, you know what I'm saying, to be your security. And whenever some stuff like this happen, you be like, security, and then they be like, and you won't have to worry about it. Right. The only thing we would have known is that, yo, Ezra Miller said security and some whole girl got snuffed out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Indubitably.
Right. And I mean, like, we even remember, like, way back when, before, like, he was right on the cusp of Thor thing, Chris Hemsworth got into it too. Like, remember that?
Chris Hemsworth did. But like, the funny thing is, he kind of slid out of that joint.
He's just like
Chris Hemsworth. Like, people like him more than they like Ezra Miller. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Your likability factors into this stuff.
Just like the whole fact of no one really had a problem with Ezra Miller before that. I mean, he's had people have been like, I don't like Ezra Miller as a Flash, but oh, that's because they like Barry Allen or whatever. You have it. But like, no one really had a problem with Ezra Miller, as far as I'm aware. But now I'm kind of like, no, not really. Ezra, what's good? Why are you chokeslamming fans?
And I don't even think he came out with a statement, did he?
No,
I don't remember. He was just like, I'm gonna let this blow over.
No, but what's funny though, so John Francis Daly, who was like on the Flash, was doing direct the Flash with his writing and directing partner, came out and was like, the day after was like, creative differences. Just been like, whoa. Like, I was like, oh, that's tough. Like, and I was like, is he talking about that or is he talking about something about the situation? And everybody was like blaming it like, oh, that's why you dropped out. Now can we get someone like better for the Flash?
Well, it's not even someone better for the Flash. Can the world be constructed in a way where it seems like you're planning it? But that's a whole nother.
I mean, we've already.
It's not particularly like the actors are so horrible. I need to feel like you planned this. Don't have a reactionary world building situation.
And I think you know that's been well established where DC went wrong in the beginning. They tried to do what Marvel did without having the time frame, which is why Justice League had a lackluster, you know, cold reception. But now I think they're starting to learn because they started learning it with Wonder Woman. And then, you know, you had Wonder Woman, then you had Shazam, and now, you know, we have Wonder Woman 2 that got pushed back, but like they're starting to learn from the mistakes.
Yeah. And Shazam, which is a movie where I don't like that dude that plays Chuck. I can't remember his name.
Wait, so you don't like Zach? You don't like Zach? Oh wait, you don't like, bro?
I was never impressed by him. But Shazam has probably my favorite scene in all DC films. When the evil brother comes in, he's like, you want to show me out? You want to show me out? And he throws him out the window. That's the funniest thing to me. I don't know why it's so funny.
Bro.
He was like, you gonna kick me out? You gonna kick me out? How about you kick me out? And when he threw him out, you threw him across the street.
Dude, I love the scene though. I love the scene where you had his whole family in, and he was like, say my name, Billy. He's like, no, Shazam. He's like, Shazam. Like, dude, I had tears of laughter and of just being like, oh my god, it's so heartwarming, but also it's so funny too, because then I'm like they're a family. I'm like, oh, like why? But
I guess it was good for Megan Good to get a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? Out there, you know, I was like,
I mean, Megan Good. You had Megan Good, and like the last thing I expected was freaking Adam Brody showing up. I'm being like, yo, all right, Adam Brody. I'm good with this.
Like, all right, okay,
Freddie. I'm like, this is like, but when you have a movie like Shazam, that shows that Warner and DC they're learning, and frankly, I'm impressed for how
Aquaman
they
was decent.
Dude, I forgot about Aquaman. I knew it was forgetting one, but like even Aquaman. Say what you will about the whole thing of how it was too similar to a Marvel movie, which I saw a lot of sentiment about. But I'm also like, bro,
yeah, I don't
that
care.
Trailer for Aquaman was heat.
Did I have a good time or not? Yeah, did I have a good time or not?
Where they go in the trench and you see that red light going through the trench, I was like, this is tough. I love.
Was like the trench was crazy.
Like, and to see, like, even like I will play that trailer every time I buy a new pair of headphones because I want to test it. Because the trailer, when you had that trailer going, I'm like, yo, this is legit. So, like,
that was for real.
Right. So, you know, but I think, you know, we talk a lot. But is you have any other things that you want to talk about?
No, we good. We did a good. We got about an hour and some changes, so we good.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
we did our thing. We held it down. Yeah. So before we get out of here, tell the wonderful people where they can find you at.
I mean, with Aquaman. No, I'm just kidding.
Chilling with Aquaman.
Chilling with Aquaman. I can't swim. He'll protect me. No, like Twitter, Instagram, Clement Bryant. Talking marketing, entertainment, whatever you have it be. And also, you know, my life. It's like, I don't know. I really thought about much else.
My life.
But my life. But like, no, I don't even talk about my life though. But yeah, follow me and, you know, hit me up.
Yeah, because we in that Corona timeline. So, I mean, guys, of course, NERDSoul. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere out in them streets. Oh, now here come NERDSoul like now. Now all of a sudden he in the house. So, thank you for chilling. Holler at us, we'll holler at you down in the comments. Let's talk about Marvel. Let's talk about theater situations. Let's talk about DC. Let's talk about Ezra Miller choking people when he shouldn't have been choking people. Let's talk about how AOC. How in the world you get AOC? I was like, what?
I didn't come up with that. But I'm like,
he's like, that's not
who
mine.
else would it be? Is it Taylor Swift? Like,
I don't know. Taylor Swift, she ain't got no fighting skills, man. Look, don't be hating on Taylor. I am absolved of talking. I don't want to see Taylor Swift fight nobody.
Nah.
Come on, man. Taylor Swift in some gloves, some you know. You think she? I don't want to see her trying to do no karate moves at all.
I mean,
like ever.
I mean, maybe it's Alyssa Milano. I don't know, but like.
Anyway, guys,
I don't know.
From us to you, down in the comments, you ready to say peace? All right, from us to you, say thanks for watching and peace. Oh, and a woo for you.